if there's time of the assembly, okay, so now some gunshots being fired. The soldiers or the military are trying as much as possible to calm the situation, but unfortunately,
where's the water? Where's my water? I want to drink the water. So, Alfred, this black portions apart. Which ones? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. First and foremost, let's start on this note that we have been here for some time, and we apologize for holding you for this long period of time. We're still monitoring one or two situations across the country, and we want to make this statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, Ghana on 7th December 2024 conducted the 9th successful election under the 4th Republic. Once again, our great nation offers a beacon of hope for other African countries to follow. Ghanaians have been provided a democracy that gives hope, security, and economic stability in the region, and we must all work to uphold this legacy. We must all work to uphold this legacy. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, flag bearer and leader of the MPP, graciously conceded to John Mahama on the morning of 8th December, just 14 hours after close of polls, prioritizing our nation's peace and security and economic stability. This is a fact which contrasts sharply with John Mahama and the NDC's action taken in 2016 and 2020 elections. We commend our leader and flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, for the admirable statesmanship shown and putting the nation's interest above all else, and let us all remain steadfast in promoting peace, unity, as Ghana navigates this critical transition. We note that despite the MPP's commitment to a peaceful electoral process and transition period, the NDC is exploiting this goodwill by orchestrating chaos and igniting mayhem across the nation. We are disappointed to hear that the NDC has issued a press statement attributing acts of vandalism and looting of state properties to supporters of the NPP. We urge the police to swiftly act in protecting lives and property of the Ghanaian people. The alarming escalation of violence being carried out by NDC supporters against electoral officials, MPP parliamentary candidates, and security personnel is unprecedented. These incidents have been recorded and have been shown on various national media and social media platforms. There are videos all over, and not one MPP supporter has been seen carrying out any such dastardly acts. We are shocked that the NDC would actually attribute the vandalism going on to NPP supporters. We have lost an election, and it beats any imagination that our supporters rather will come out and ransack and run amok, break into state property and even personal property and destroying them. The affected constituencies still in an embattled decision-making as a result of mayhem being caused by the NDC include Domi Kwabenya, Okainkwe Central, Ablekuma North, Tema Central, Nsawam Eduwajiri, Suhum, Akwetia, Fenchiakwa North, Pandai, Karga, Gushegu, Ahafano North, Obuasi East, Ahafano Southwest, Techiman South, Damango, Awing, the NDC in these constituencies have resorted to physical attacks on MPP agents, seizure and burning of ballots and pink sheets in order to destroy the very document needed for the declaration of winners of the election in these constituencies. We have seen and witnessed several episodes of alarming escalation of violence being meted out by NDC supporters through mass intimidation, threats, and physical attacks on EC officials and security personnel, even your own colleagues, media personnel. I have heard horrible stories of media personnel hiding under tables to give reportage because of very serious violence being meted out and attacks on coalition centers across the country. In the Medina constituency, an NDC supporter stormed the MPP's election operations center accusing them of ballot printing and vote manipulation. In the Okaikwe North constituency, violence erupted at the Akweteman as NDC youth armed with machetes attacked the MPP party office, destroying vehicles and property. The NDC youth then alleged that the MPP parliamentary candidate had deployed thugs to disrupt the elections. In the Obuasi East constituency, the NDC voters clashed with military personnel at the Aka Poliso in an attempt to seize their firearms. In the Tolong constituency, tensions escalated when suspected NDC supporters vandalized an MPP monitoring team's vehicle at the Nyanpala DA polling center. There is no doubt now that the NDC trained and primed their supporters to cause mayhem, and they are doing what they have been drummed into. They have a quest to challenge the security forces if the state security should act, despite the peaceful nature in which these elections have taken place on 7th December, and how MPP supporters have carried themselves in a peaceful manner. The NDC will then resort to accusations. The NDC is forcefully trying to take over election declaration in the regional EC offices. The obvious intention is mass provocation, which will only result in violence, disruption of activities, and a disruption of the key peace processes which we have fought so hard to protect. The NDC supporters have already gone on rampage and are looting public and private properties in Greater Accra, in Ayawaso North Assembly. Freezers were seen being carried away. In the Nadmore office, NDC supporters attacked officials who were at work. Constituency offices of the New Patriotic Party have been violated and destroyed. In Tamale, the Agric office and the school feeding warehouse have been looted. This is exactly what leads to electoral violence. The NDC are challenging and punishing and pushing security forces to respond so that they can quickly turn and accuse them of intimidation and violence on their supporters. We, the MPP, are calling for action, defending our democracy, which we have all built over the last 32 years. The MPP will not allow the NDC to undermine Ghana's hard-won democracy. It is our responsibility to protect every citizen of this great nation. And it is for all of us to protect the democracy that we have. We demand law and order. We call on the Ghana Police Service to maintain law and order at all collation centers. And some of the videos we have seen, it's heartbreaking that supporters of the NDC are vandalizing the Electoral Commission offices, and sometimes the police are watching and doing absolutely nothing. And we feel that rather the police should be stopping these people from undertaking such actions and protect the sanctity of the electoral process. We demand for electoral accountability. We urge the Electoral Commission to ensure the swift execution of its constitutional mandate without interference and intimidation. Please, get the needed documents to make you effectively carry out your mandate. It is only the Electoral Commission that the law has mandated and have the primary data to make these elections And we expect that they put their numbers together and tell us how the election is looking, and not the preserve of political parties. Our demand to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the former president, it is you who will be responsible for Ghana's peace, security, and economic stability in the few coming weeks. A chaotic country is certainly not good for him. We are therefore highly surprised and deeply disappointed that you look on while these incidents weakening the foundation of peace, security, and stability, foundation of peace, security, and economic stability to be handed to you, continue to suffer harm. We, the NPP, demand that John Dramani Mahama immediately instruct his supporters and party people to stand down and allow the EC to do its work. We caution you to note that continued propagation and aggression by the NDC supporters may lead to reactions which would jeopardize national stability. We are committed to peace. From the word go, our presidential candidate appended his signature to the Peace Pact, and his party is committed to its spirit and letter. We cannot but also defend ourselves if we come under extreme attack. Over the last period, in the last few hours, our party base and support base, we have held on because of the posturing of our presidential candidate. In the history of this country, within 12 hours of close of polls, he says that in the interest of peace and stability of this country, we have seen the trajectory of the results. Therefore, to avoid any build-up of tension, I concede defeat. It was our belief that this should have calmed the system, calmed the NDC, to ensure that the processes left thereof would all run seamlessly. Unfortunately, that's not what we are seeing. And the full blown of the horror is right in your faces, the media of Ghana. If this is what the NDC won power for, then it looks like we have a very rough ride coming our way. It's rather unfortunate that this is what we are being subjected to. We appeal to all NPP supporters, Ghanaians, to remain calm and remember that we are one nation with a shared destiny. Elections are not a justification for violence and division. They are not. Let us all work together to maintain the peace and stability that have been the hallmark of our democracy and the benchmark of Ghana. I believe that the NDC can do better. They can do better. If we are holding the fort on our part, we believe they can also hold the fort on their part. I'm therefore calling on the leadership of the NDC to call all their people off the streets, to get them out of the coalition centers, and let the EC do their work. You already have what you want, and I do not see the necessity of the brutalities going on. Just before we came in, sadly, we received news that Madam Esla Ewusu Ekufu's house has also been vandalized in Ablekuma West. Few minutes ago, Yendi is also under attack. this cannot be the spectacle. Our member of parliament for Tolong, his house is under attack. Just for what reason? Just for what reason? That you have won elections? So the country should flame up? Should flame up? We didn't go attacking people when we won 2020 elections in 2016. We didn't do that. So why is the NDC subjecting us to this horror? We think that the media should take this up. It is uncalled for. It is gory. It is shameful. It's reprehensible. It's inconceivable. It is unthinkable and cruel, dastardly, and all the words you can find to describe it. We are committed to ensuring a very peaceful transfer of power to the NDC. If the country goes up in flame, they are the losing end. And that's why I'm urging that the one who stands to gain, President John Dramani Mahama, calls his party to order. That this country is bigger than any politician, all of us, and that the peace and security of this country should be the interest of everyone. Should be the interest of everyone. What is going on, if you push people to the wall, there might be a rebound. And that's exactly the point we don't want to get. Absolutely, yeah. I therefore plead that let's all work together, the MPP and the NDC, to ensure that we have our democracy and the peace of the country intact. And on this note, I say thank you for coming, and that when the need arises that we address the press again, we will. Thank you. No question. Salam Mustafa. The National Youth Organization.